We now return to Let's Play Airship Asunder. It's been quite a while since I played this game. For me, it's been about a month. Well, actually a little bit more than that because I post episodes like a week after I record them. Anyway, it's been too long, I feel. Honestly, I just don't have the gumption to play this game much anymore, so this is probably going to be the last episode. Um, the game did go through an update, so this is the updated version, and there are a few differences, like you can change speed apparently and all that. A few of the things that I've complained about through the series have been taken as suggestions. Anyway, what we're going to do is go back down to the right there and check out that temple, which was one of the missions that I had to take care of. That is not how you do this. Now, of course, I have to remember how to play the game. Oh my god, I cannot remember how to play the game. Let's go over here and go pick up stuff. I do know that I just got my big cruiser, and I do now have a lot of stuff and a lot of ships that need to be dealt with. And let's just keep moving, please. And there's a big battle going on over here. So we're probably going to go dump off some things. Oh, there's a new enemy. Right, there are drones now in the game, meaning that we have automated robotic enemies. And they are attacking my ship. Can we go down here, please? Because we really need to take care of this. These guys are out of food, so they're clearly taking care of that. So yeah, we need to supply up and get out of here. Can we still not do diagonals? Okay, I guess it's just taking a little bit longer. Right, so actually, let me, that's not how you do that. How do I speed up the game? I don't remember. This is not the way to do it. Doesn't matter. We killed the guys. So, let's go fill up on, well, actually, before we filled up, let's actually go through here. No, go back here. We need to drop off the ton of sailors that I've got. Maybe I could actually exchange this with my escorts. I don't know how many people they've got. But we've got a ton of sailors, and they're eating up all of my food, and it is not going to help at all. Now, you've actually got not much of anything. Give you a total of 5 of those. We should really probably have a doctor on board and a couple engineers. That might just be too much. That's 10 people. And they will go through quite a bit of stuff because of that. The game now supposedly does not have that movement issue where the exchanges would be canceled if I moved before they were done. So that's nice. Let's get rid of a lot of you. Maybe a lot more of you. I did pick up quite a bit of my... No, we actually need more of those, just in case we get into melee. I don't know what we're going to find over there at the temple, so we should probably anticipate having to fight for it. We're going to need probably a lot more food and fuel than I would like as well. And, you know, maybe I should take a few more. I got doctors. No, I think we'll be fine. Although the sailors were my crew. Okay, right, I guess the larger ship, I need more crew, after all. So, never mind. We're not going to be fine. In fact, going to need to take a lot of these people back with me. 15 is probably excessive. I'm going to go to 10. What's that do for my food? 20 minutes of food. That ought to be plenty. That, apparently, is another change. It will now ding at 3 minutes worth of food, as opposed to 50 units of food. I'm not going to worry too much about what my escorts have going on. They're probably going to run out of supplies by the time we get down there. Let's see. Fuel, yes. Let's take a bunch of fuel. And take maybe a bit more food. Why not? What else are we going to do with it? Now, ammo. Ammo Town was way up there. I think we've probably got enough ammo. So, let's continue on. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember. Okay, there's the map. So that's the temple way down there. Now, I know there was a portal, but I don't remember what portal it was that took us down there. We got this, but I don't remember where it goes. So we're just going to go the long way, see what we can pick up, and that is what's going to probably kill these ships, because there's nothing by way of supply on our way down there. So we're going to either have to take it from bandits and pirates, or just hope for the best, because we're kind of hurting. It's really going to be up to my flagship here if we unlock some dastardly whatever in the depths of that temple. It's going to be up to me to fight it. But I do... Oh, yeah, right, it's this thing. Tasks. Temple. So it is a bit of ways. I mean, this gateway, what is this? A strange gateway. Well, we already went through one, did we not? So I don't know why that didn't unlock. It is rumored 3 trials must be completed to enter. Oh, well, we might not be able to enter it then. And they're already low on food. Okay, well, shit. Here's a town over here. No, it's sunken town. Never mind. Well, you're screwed then. Now let's go back. I've got a little bit of food that I can probably afford to. Oh, you're all short on food. Why didn't you exchange while we were in town there? I saw you guys in town. Okay. You need, like, a lot of food. You don't have that many people, though. That's the upsetting part of this. Alright, now we'll deal with you. I'm not sure which one is having the problem. Unfortunately, just clicking on these is not enough to tell me what they're carrying. Alright, have some food. Have some fuel. You should have plenty of fuel. And a drone's coming up. Okay, cool. Well, we might have to fight that here in a hurry. Let's move over. Okay, well, it's escaping from me. So we'll go chase after it. I suppose, probably exploring the ruins of the temple, not the ruins, is probably going to inform me what we need to do. And what is that? What kind of magic is that? There might be some new magic. And we just took a bunch of damage, too. These guys are a little bit harder. This thing is much more powerful than it needs to be. Wow. So, doesn't look like I lost anybody. Let's change that. That's it? That's all we got from this? Okay, well, moving on. But what really bogged this game down for me was this next quest where we had to go find that temple. And I still just don't know what exactly I'm looking for. The entrance to the temples, I mean, it's very non-specific. And I know we do have a couple keys, but yeah, just that slowdown and kind of the frustration is what made me stop the game, and I just never picked it up again, and here we are. But I think it's probably for the best just to, rather than leave this another dangling Let's Play that just never gets finished, I think it's probably best if we just put an end to it one way or another. Let's go pick that up. But, I mean, I really can't fault the game mechanics-wise. I mean, this is very reminiscent of old school. I probably mentioned this before in past episode, but it really reminds me of the original Civilization that I played on the Super Nintendo. I mean, when I played that game, it didn't have the instruction manual because I rented the game. You know, that was a thing that doesn't exist anymore. I rented the game, so it didn't come with the manual. I had no idea what I was doing. I assumed that it was really just kind of like a medieval simulator. I didn't even know you could go beyond knights. I never played that game beyond the medieval period because I didn't understand the tech tree. So, I mean, this game in a way has been that same kind of learning curve for me. Where are we right now? Holy crap. Okay, it's still way out here. But, you know, I mean, in this day and age, it's not necessarily a good thing where you play a game to figure it out. I mean, it does have the instructions, as I've said. But, yeah, I think that was probably the biggest thing that I did not appreciate with the game, was just that it was not quite intuitive enough to play without a little bit of instruction. But I mean, the gameplay mechanics-wise, I actually think this is a pretty decent game. I mean, once I understood how getting settlements up and running worked, the best way to do that, I found gold and a key. Okay. I really enjoyed it, and I think that what it has here is interesting. And I do like the fact that it has this campaign mode, but it's also got multiplayer. You don't see that a lot in indie games, especially not games developed by one person. So that's good, and maybe before the end here we'll check that out, because I'm curious to see if it's multiplayer versus CPU as well as... What are you... Can we not go past the barrier of blood here? Is that what's going on? I guess not. I wonder if I can even fly up these things. But yeah, I'm curious to see, because I haven't looked at it yet. We'll look at it together. But one thing that would definitely improve and expand the game is if there is a mode where you can basically start from zero and have to build up, kind of like Civilization. I wonder if we can explore these obelisks themselves as well. Okay, let's search. I suppose what I could have done... Find nothing so far. A great temple looms in the desert sun, casting a dark, foreboding shadow. 3 gates can be viewed within its halls. So do we have to go through each gate, then? Is that what it's telling me? We have to go look at these gates? Probably. You guys are running out of food, and this is becoming a problem. I've got 10 minutes to survive here. Nothing so far. Okay, we'll come down here, then we'll look at the gate. I'm assuming that's what these towers are. You know, I might have to cannibalize my ships and just abandon them down here. Sudden surges in production from engines and dynamos have decreased the value of mana. Okay, that's not anything to do with what I'm here looking for. Nothing, okay. So I have no idea how those gates unlock. The rumor system, that you go into towns and look at the rumors, I guess that's integral to understanding a little bit more. And we've not been exploring that at all this Let's Play. There is one town we might end up having to go back to. Are you just completely out of food, so much so that you can't move now? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, you're going to get stuck. I think the AI is going to be dumb here and get stuck in there. Let's search this tower, see if that's actually anything useful to me. You're out of food. Gold. Alright. Well, I don't want to give you guys too much of the food that I'm carrying, because I've got 8 minutes myself. We might have to hit that town and then That's probably a bit much, actually. We're gonna have to hit that town and maybe exchange some of my mana. I think this one might be a little low. It's hard to tell because there's no real way to differentiate the ships. Oh yeah, you need a little bit of food. Maybe there'll be food locked away in that. I hope. Those apparently last longer now too, so they don't disappear as you fly into them. Fly towards them, they'll be there for a little bit longer, which is nice. I probably got too much. Now I'm probably giving away too much of my own food, to be honest. I think this was why my original plan was to go this solo and not have to carry my ships with me. We'll see if we can't head back to that town. Because at this point I'm really at a loss. I mean, aside from maybe exploring the rumors system a little bit more, and maybe that would inform me how things are and where I can find the actual ruins that I'm supposed to find. Nope, just mana. Well, we need to hit that town. We can't hang around here for any much longer. And you're out of food again. Oh, fine. But we, I don't know how to, because I've got keys, and I have explored several ruins, many of which have told me that I cannot get in them, despite the keys, so I'm just at a loss. Come on, there we go. Okay. And you... Oh, I was going to say, you have no food. Well, we can drop off. Probably don't want to take too much. There we go. That's good. And then we can make our way to some other places. I don't know. Maybe these ruins down here? Hopefully these guys will go exchanging. I mean, you should have some stuff you can exchange, right? Just grab these two things, see what they've got on them. Really? You're not gonna go, not gonna go do that? I wonder if that was changed in the update. I hope not, because that was very useful when the ships would actually go and supply themselves. It's not useful that you're coming to me. Okay. Well, I just find more gold. Okay. Nothing. Is that a... Yep, okay, it's a fight going on. I'm not sure what faction is fighting whom, but we don't want to get in the middle of it. Mostly because it will come and haunt me. I never did really get my defensive structures up around my towns. And we never leveled up really beyond. Maybe that's what it takes too, is to... Oh, right, I didn't actually look at the rumors system while I was in town there. Well, there's another town up here. We'll go explore that one. It's just so easy to pass over. I don't know. I never feel compelled to really stick around in the towns very much. Because you don't need to until, I guess, the questing needs to be done. maybe this town will have some decent rumors. And hopefully my ships will start to actually take care of themselves, because that's really obnoxious. But, you know, I mean, it's my own fault, really. When you start a big expedition, you need to have supplies. The problem with it, and the way this game kind of works, is that, you know, this is already tedious for me. It's just 4 ships, but, I mean, to have to stop at each one. The Tomb of Bog, far to the northwest. It is said the monster within was kind and peaceful. I wonder if that's the thing, then. Journal. And what is it? Task? The search. We must search dungeons and defeat the horrors if we are to stop this world and unlock the old vaults. Old keys to unlock old vaults. Yeah, well, I've got several keys. I'm not really sure at what point. So it's basically in the northwest then, which, if we look, is not something I have explored. So it's probably way out there, and I was just in the completely wrong direction. Oh well. So basically this would have been another episode of me going back and forth until I finally discovered it. But, I mean, that right there is the way forward, clearly. So perhaps this Tomb of Bog would have then unlocked some other thing. Leveling up would have unlocked higher enemies and higher ships. We see floating around there are many ships that are actually... Let's go over to this one. I think this is the multi-town. We probably need this a little bit more. These guys are starving for food. You know, unlocking the bigger ships and so forth. For me, though, we probably would have just had to keep expanding the mana and gold towns so that I could, first of all, afford those ships. And I think that's probably what you're looking at endgame. I feel like we have very solidly found our way into mid-game, and we've got to go rescue this one, apparently. I've got 17 food. Let's... Wait, go back. I just saw that. You know, I think we've got the towns that are well supplied, and I've got a steady source of income, both through my 2 gold towns as well as the mana town, which I can take right there to Crossroads, or Crosspath, or whatever the hell it was called, and, you know, exchange at a pretty good rate for gold there, and just... I mean, I think that that's pretty much how you do this at this point in the game. It'll be interesting to see how that dynamic multiplayer game, because presumably you'd be competing rather than trying to build up to a quest. Alright. Also abandoned on the fuel. Okay, well. Really, you're right there at Gastown. Go take care of that, please. Alright. Hopefully you're gonna move in there and get some gas. Yes, good. Okay, so that still is a thing. I'm glad to see that. They will take care of themselves. Okay, well, you're low on crew now? I mean, this isn't my crew. Okay, well, I'd have to build up that ship, and yeah, at this point, I'm willing to just kind of end this. Like I said, I've kind of lost the interest to keep going on this. So we'll go out to the menu here and quickly check out what a multiplayer game is like. Call this New World. Oh, okay. Well, let's not do that just yet. Okay, I think that I fixed my firewall issue, so let's try this again. Starting a new world will erase the current world. Okay, YouTube. Here we are. I am low on food on top of crosspath. This looks exactly the same. Let's go for a fly around and see if there are settlements around. I see there's already... Maybe that's the crosspath? Ship? First of all, let me look at my journal and see if there are tasks, the same tasks. Okay, so this looks more like multiplayer cooperative, not necessarily competition. Well, that is a little bit disappointing, because what I think this game could definitely use to open itself up from the campaign is just sort of a blank sheet. Multiplayer mode, really. I mean, you know, everyone starts off in their little dinghy with a bunch of supplies and some civilians, and then you start from scratch building cities. And the computer as well. I mean, I think it would be essential, excuse me, to have a computer, or versus CPU, I should say, game mode. Yeah, there's already cities down here. So it's basically single player with the ability to play with someone else. Which I guess, you know, if you're into... Ooh. Well, here's another temple, it looks like. These we can actually go over. Interesting. Which is neat, you know, I mean, that's... Co-op mode is okay too, I don't mind that, but... I would like an actual competitive multiplayer Civilization-style game, you know what I mean? It's a Wellspring Temple. Huh. Well, that's not a task. That's not what I want to do. Journal, task. Oh, here's the bog. Okay, so no, that thing is its own. That was in the northwest. So the actual searching, whatever. We did find this, though. We must find a way to search it. Okay. Well, I did find this, so that was the next next bit. And there's no way to pause in multiplayer. Okay. Well, yeah. So I would definitely think that would be possible to incorporate that sort of an element into the game. The game mechanics already exist. I mean, when you're flying around in the campaign mode, the AI exists, and I can understand having like the central hub as a supply hub, because yeah, you might totally screw up, and then what? You know, you kind of do maybe need one location. And I guess in a multiplayer game, you know, a cross path could also be a mechanic in itself. You know, people would vie for the ability to control cross path, for example. But I think that would expand the game beyond the campaign, because to me it looks like you've got single player campaign and co-op campaign. And so basically, you know, once you've done the campaign, then what? I mean, you could play it again, but I definitely think the game would be much more expansible if it incorporated that competitive multiplayer aspect to it, where you rushed to build your cities, you know, and then your airship fleets. It might have to be a little bit... I mean, the speed mechanic was added to single player. I wonder how that plays out in multiplayer if you're stuck in a 5-second turn. I guess in multiplayer that would be kind of necessary, because not everyone's going to be working at the same pace, at which point it would be more like an RTS than a strategy game. And you definitely could not play the game in a turn-based situation, I don't think, especially since your builder and explorer happens to be the same unit. That would be really tedious. It wouldn't work the same way as Civilization, is what I'm saying. But I think that some kind of competitive versus co-op mode might help there. And I'm repeating myself like 5 times. Anyway, as for the rest of the game, though, you know, I'm not ending this series because the game is bad. I don't think that's the case at all. You know, there are still a few little things that need polishing, but like the instructions, for example. But the game itself, I feel, is solid. You know, I feel the concept is solid, and the way it plays works well. So, you know, I'm totally fine with that. It's just that it needs the documentation, a few tweaks to make things a little bit more prominent and obvious. You know, that clicking on the menus when you're in the exchange to find out what something is, I mean, that's not intuitive. That's not explained anywhere. So really just making it more obvious how to play the game, because, you know, as I said, nostalgia-wise, this reminds me very much of my experience with Civilization, and that, yeah, you don't know what's going on, but that's not how people play games anymore, and especially younger generations who are basically used to tutorials that hold their hands. Interface-wise, you need to have things that are much more obvious, I think. That's just essential for any game now. Hovering tooltips would be a lot more obvious, you know, because it basically does for you what you otherwise would have to figure out for yourself. But anyway, I totally give kudos to Rick here for doing this pretty much single-handedly. I mean, that's impressive, especially in a Game Maker engine, because I know how that works. And thank you very much for the copy of the game, and obviously incorporating many of my complaints and suggestions into the updates. I'm definitely looking forward to see what more is updated with the game. I'm not sure. I've, you know, in the past month since I was playing the game, there have been numerous things he's been adding to the game and thinking about. I mean, just looking at the Facebook page for this, you can see some of the things he's been tossing around. So I don't know if there is another major update. You know, the game, as I said, works fine as it is, and there's not much wiggle room to expand it into something more than what it is. You know, I think it needs to maintain its integrity. Just a few little things could improve it. You know, multiplayer, better instructions. But yeah, otherwise, I think it's fine. So I'll end this one here. I hope you enjoyed the series. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next Let's Play.